everyone. Good evening. How's everyone doing? Good evening. You guys come on in. Join me for this edition of Let's Talk. Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope you guys are all just staying warm and wonderful. So come on in, get your hot chocolate or your hot cup of coffee or whatever it is that you need to keep you warm, your blanket. I love a blanket. I love to wrap up in a blanket. So get your blanket, your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, your hot chocolate. That's my favorite, hot chocolate. And get warm and cozy and come on in and get ready for tonight's discussion. I am so excited about tonight's discussion and about 2025 in general. So you guys come on in and let's get ready for another night of enlightening discussion. Hello, Miss Darlene Todd. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining me. Did you like your hat? Were you able to wear it? I hope that you were. I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope that it's keeping you nice and warm in this cold weather, because it's been cold, and my understanding is that it's supposed to get colder. So we all need something to put on your head. So if you do not have your By Juju hat and scarf, call me so I can hook you up, because it's supposed to get even colder for the next few days. So I hope you guys have all your stuff ready to keep you warm. Got your heat ready, your logs for your fire. I don't have a fireplace. I kind of wish I did, keep cozy by the fireplace, but I don't have one. Maybe in my next house I will have one. All right, Mr. Jackson, we're doing our thing. It won't let me add you for some reason, so let's try that thing again. Hello, Miss Thomas, Miss Cassandra Thomas. How are you? How are you doing? Mr. Troy Clark, how are you doing? Miss Cassandra, I have not forgotten you, your daughter. I'm going to get her set all made for her, because I know she probably need it right now. But I've been on vacation. Yes, the last 4 days, I think I've been on vacation. Came back yesterday, left on Wednesday. So back to work I go. So has everyone just had an awesome Sunday? I hope that you have, and a great weekend, and ready for the week, ready to have an awesome week. We're going to just speak that we're going to have an awesome week. I'm glad you're good, Cassandra. I will see you at work on tomorrow, I am sure. Or maybe not. I'll probably be locked in my office. Okay, Darlene Todd, I'm glad that you like it. So if you need to order something, you let me know. Or if someone else needs to order something, you just let me know. I'll get them hooked up. So it is 7 o'clock, and while Mr. Jackson is trying to figure out how he can get in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Hello, Mr. Cater. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Alrighty, so we're going to talk about finding your purpose. Why are you here? And when I say here, I mean here on earth. What are you supposed to be doing with your life? So that is what we're going to talk about tonight. But anyway, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm glad, Kashandri, that your head is comfortable. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I'm so glad to be back here tonight, and I am looking forward to 2025. Hello, Mr. Andrew Page. How are you doing? Welcome to tonight's show. In 2025, let's talk. We're going to focus primarily on creating better versions of ourselves. How can we be the best you? How can I be the best Julia, Juju? And how can you guys be the best version of yourself? And that's what we're looking to answer in 2025. So that is what our shows will be focused on, focus on this year. So welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk. Of course, I am your host. And we are Juju, you all know me, and we are coming to you guys live from my living room, of course. And then the show, of course, is hosted by my best buddy, uh, Mr. Jerry Jackson. Hello, Mr. Jackson. How are you?
Hey, good evening. I am doing extremely well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Has your snow melted?
No, it has not.
It has not.
No.
Oh,
Um,
so what has
because,
Jake been doing?
well, today he finally, it's melted right near on the driveway portion
Uh-huh.
where you go in the garage. So he's been going over there.
Okay.
Um, and it's diminishing in the front because the sun
Right.
shines directly over on my side. But in my backyard is still
Oh,
a winter
okay.
wonderland. But we don't go
Okay.
out in the back because we're not trying to fight the deer and the bear, so we let them have it. But Jake is doing better. Today he went out and tiptoed a little bit, but
Oh, okay.
Friday
Okay.
it was a mess. But anyway, you're
Jake
looking
wasn't
good, Julia.
trying to be bothered with that. All right
Exactly.
then.
You're looking
Well,
good, Julia.
I can't blame Jake. But now,
You're looking good, my girl.
oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jackson.
You're
But
looking
anyway,
good. I love that.
thank you. I've been watching football, so the Eagles won, yay! Um, but anyway, so Let's Talk is produced by my dear brother, Mr. Jerry Jackson, and I just want to remind you guys that this isn't intended to be a news show, but we will try to steer clear of gossip and things that are knowingly untrue. It is my sincere hope that everyone finds this a safe place where you feel comfortable sharing your opinions. And this is not my show, it's not Mr. Jackson's show, it's all of our shows. And so we want to all grow and be enlightened by it. And like I said, this year, our goal is to create the best versions of ourselves possible. So we're going to have shows that talk about, self-care. We're going to have shows that talk about finding your purpose, setting your goals. We're going to have shows that talk about financial wellness, the family, just different things that focus on you being the best you possible. So anyway, tonight's show we're going to talk about, like I said, finding your purpose. And I was in Savannah this past week. I told you guys I just came off a vacation. And while I was there, I saw so many unhoused individuals. It hurt my heart, really, because it was so cold and they were just huddled in little corners trying to stay warm. But it made me think about their purpose because I just can't believe that anyone's purpose for being here is to be unhoused. And I wondered about those individuals and if wonder if they really knew their true purpose. Would they be unhoused? Would they be more motivated? And I know people, and I'm not trying to blame anyone for circumstances because life happens and things happen and people find themselves in places that they never imagined. So let me get that out there first. But I just wonder, about people and their purpose, because all of us have a purpose here, and me not fulfilling my purpose may have an impact on somebody else, and and because we're all supposed to fit together like hand in glove. So if I'm not doing my part, if I'm not fulfilling my purpose, I may be impacting someone else's life. But anyway, so of course, I'm not an expert and I don't want to pretend to be. However, I will say that if you have a sense of purpose, it can bring you a greater sense of fulfillment. When you have a sense of purpose and you set goals, it can motivate you to work harder, and it helps you feel better about yourself, about your circumstance, about the world, actually. So in order for you to reach your goals, you must first establish what you're trying to accomplish. What is that goal? What is that purpose? You must determine that. Then, what are you trying to achieve? So tonight we're going to start off by asking the question, why am I here? What is my purpose? All right, so icebreakers. We have two icebreakers, and the first one says, do you ever or have you ever asked yourself, why am I here? Mr. Jackson, while our viewers comment on that, I want you to tell me, because I know for me, I have asked myself that question. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And then I have felt strongly, very strongly, that I was not fulfilling my purpose. And I will tell you a little quick little story anecdote. When I first graduated from college, I have a degree in applied mathematics, numerical analysis, and a minor in computer science. So I went to work at an engineering company when I first graduated from college. And so, that's what you would do with that kind of degree. But consistently, I had a nightmare, and it was just, I would wake up in my nightmare, I would be going before God. And his question to me was, what have you done? What have you done in this life? And you have done nothing. And that would be, and I would have that nightmare. And I had that nightmare on a consistent basis when I worked at that job. And it wasn't a bad job. The people were nice. The pay was all right. But I just had that nightmare. And so I don't even really know why I applied for a job at DHR, but I did. And I went to work in human services, financial support services, food assistance. And I've been working there for almost 25 years now. And since day one, I have never had that nightmare again, because I was operating outside of my purpose. My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to be a giver, to give and to support and to encourage, especially those that may be what we would call the least of these, but I don't want to say that. I want to say that are not as financially well off, or even some that may have a better finance, but they're feeling inadequate in any kind of way. So that is my purpose. But I had to go through those 5 years of nightmares before I realized my purpose. So, Mr. Jackson, have you ever asked yourself why are you here?
Thank you, Julia, and thank you so much for your purpose, because you are a servant leader, okay? And I know that's you're fulfilling what God, but you're fulfilling your purpose. And I constantly ask myself the same thing, but I really didn't even think about that because I was such a mama's boy and a daddy's baby, okay? I mean, when I left the University of Alabama, I immediately thought, well, I need to go back home and give something back to Opelika, not thinking about me. And I have always been told when I was interviewing for jobs, going through, at that time it was called, forgot what the name of the resource center was called, but you would, when you were senior level, you got a chance to interview for jobs. And most of the companies that I would interview with, they would say, well, you are a people leader. And I kept thinking, people leader, what is a people leader? Back then, the word manager was a big to do. But my mother always told me that I should be a teacher and be a school principal. And I said, well, mother, they don't make any money, when you were teaching over at Head Start, it was a monstrosity. I didn't use the word monstrosity, but there was just you didn't get paid, but it was a lot of work that was involved. And teachers back then, we really loved teachers and held them to a high esteem. Well, the more that I went through, and teachers just weren't appreciated because you had to spend a lot of your money. But back to my purpose, I am a people leader. And every position that I've ever had, I've had the opportunity to lead people to greatness. And what that means is I don't manage people, I lead people. And I have a skill called the spirit of empath. And you have to lead people and be able to have empathy, because it's not just about getting deliverables done. You got to make sure that the person is cared for holistically. If you care for them holistically, they will perform not just for you, but for themselves, because you're making them feel great about themselves. So one particular summer, I was working for, I was the manager of operations for Microtech in Auburn, a small company. And one of my friends, we worked on the Chamber of Commerce, and she was director of learning and development for Verizon and AFNI at that time. And she asked me, she said, Jerry, I think you are just prone to be a trainer. Would you come over just for the summer and, help us out during training? We need some trainers. So I did that, and I haven't looked back. I found that was my purpose: learning and development, curriculum and design. And that's what I do now. And I have seen, yes, I have seen the benefits and benefactors of what I do, because I'm able to take people and help them to understand the goodness, even if it's extremely difficult. So that is my purpose of leading people to greatness. So,
all right, and then I see. Do we
I
have
have a comment.
comments? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some comments. And thank you. Welcome, Annie Jones. Annie says that she feels truly like her purpose is to care for and encourage and guide others toward their purpose. I've had an impact on many people, whether they want to admit it or not. And I certainly believe that, Annie, because I've just seen so much that you do and that you've done. She said that's her purpose. She says when she was, my computer's over here. When she was the family coach at DHR, she absolutely loved that position. Helping is her purpose.
And I'm
Um,
telling you, there was none like Miss Jones. Miss Jones could go out there and get it. She
well,
would coach them up and get resources for them.
well,
Yes, yes.
I have seen I've seen her when she was doing some work in refurbishing a house that she was working on,
Mhm.
and kudos to her and
Mhm.
the hard work that
Mhm.
she's done. And I agree that her purpose is to help people. So is yours, Julia. That's why you're
Mhm.
in DHR.
Mhm. All
And
right.
Corey Wilson says hello now. Hey Corey,
Hi,
welcome aboard.
Corey.
Good to
Thank you
see
for
you.
joining
Thank
us.
you so much. And those are all the comments that I see right now.
Okay. All righty then. So then our next question is, do you feel that, okay, we'll go on about purpose. Okay. So it is very important that you find your purpose in life. And I'm going to first give you some of the benefits of living your purpose. It says people who live their purpose are happier. Research has found that a sense of purpose promotes happiness and well being, especially among adults 50 to 90. That when you uh, get past being a mom and a dad and all that kind of stuff, you have to find a greater purpose, something other than just being a parent. And so, a greater sense of happiness. Healthy habits. Older adults with a sense of purpose are more likely to practice healthy habits. For example, participants ranking in a high PIL were more likely to exercise regularly, eat healthy food, watch less television, participate in arts, and avoid sedentary behavior. So, if you have a purpose, then you're more likely to be out there trying to accomplish your purpose, and you usually are promoting healthier habits, stronger personal relationships. So, and it says that people with a purpose have a less risk of divorce. They're more likely to have a life partner. They have more contact with friends, just more personal relationships, wealth. In addition to wealth of benefits, it also brings a wealth of self-worth. And that is the more important wealth, really. Your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, that type of wealth, as well as financially, when you find your simple sense of purpose. Health, life is worthwhile, ranks with correlating better self-rated health, lower incidences of chronic illness, less chronic pain, lower incidences of depression, and higher functional fitness. So better health if you have a sense of purpose. Longevity. People who have a sense of purpose, have less instances of premature death. So that is awesome. Better sleep. Now that one I hadn't correlated with because I feel like my sense of purpose keeps me up all night thinking, wondering how I can do something, how I can make life better for somebody else, what I can do. But it says better sleep. For people who have a higher sense of purpose, less risk of developing Alzheimer's. So when you have a higher sense of purpose, and I think it's because you're staying active physically and mentally, that you have a less of a risk of Alzheimer's disease. Better mental health all over, less depression, less anxiety when you have a sense of purpose. Better heart health. You have better heart health. And people with a low sense of purpose were more likely to have a stroke or a heart attack. So you're better heart health when you have a sense of purpose. So those are some of the benefits of having a sense of purpose or having a purpose-driven life. We have lost Mr. Jackson. I don't know where he went, but I guess he'll let me know when he's back. But anyway, so there are lots of great great benefits to having a sense of purpose. Thank you, Miss Jones. I try my best. I try my best to do my part. And I know I need to make sure I get good rest, because if I'm not up and physical, I can't help anybody if I'm in a bad shape. So I do understand that. And my sister Duchess tells me that all of the time. And Mr. Jackson as well tell me to focus on myself more. But so thank you, Miss Jones. I will remember that. I appreciate that. So anyway, so there are many great benefits to having a purposeful life. And so let us see the steps that we can go through to make sure that we are living a purposeful life. Now, of course, there are many exercises, and you can go online and you can take free quizzes and having phone issues. Okay, thank you. Mr. Jackson said he will be rejoining shortly. But anyway, so when you're having I done lost my train of thought. But anyway, we want to make there are a lot of resources that can help you to determine what you should be doing, what is your purpose, or what type of personality you have, or what type of job you would be successful in. There are a lot of resources online. But here are a couple of things, steps you can take in finding your purpose. Reflect on your values and passions. What makes you happy? Determine when you are the happiest. What is brings you the most joy? When are you the most at peace? What motivates you the most? What things are you passionate about? So when you define those things are that you're passionate about, that can give you a clue as to what your purpose may be. All right, then. The next thing is consider your strengths and talents. Realizing that all of us have talents, yes. Some people say, I don't have any talents. Yes, you do. If your talent is the gift of gab, if your talent is math, if your talent is I am great at cleaning. Let's just say okay, DIC assessments are really good to find out who you are and what you bring to the table. It is a phenomenal program that helps you know yourself as well as getting others to know you. That is from Mr. Jackson. But what are your strengths? What are you good at? Are you good at cleaning? Yeah, you may be meant to be have a cleaning business. Or my father was the custodian at Carver School for many a year, and he was excellent at his job. He shined those floors and kept that place clean, and did it with pride and did it with a sense of excellence. And he walked to work every day. And when he retired from work at the age of 72, he had only missed 3 days of working in all the years he had been there. So what are you good at? What are your talents? Uh, for instance, I crochet. I'm good at crocheting. I'm good at reading people. That helps me with my job. Um, and comforting people. I can say things and comfort people. I do other things with them too, that maybe not be so comforting. But anyways, what are your talents? What are your strengths? What are your talents? So discover what your strengths and talents are. And if you're a person who say, I don't have any, ask somebody, because other people can see what we can't. Other people can see what we can't see in ourselves. And sometimes, it takes an objective eye. So ask someone who's close to you, a trusted source. What am I good at? What do you think? What do you think my strengths are? And what talents have you observed in me? And let them help you with that, because a lot of times it's harder for us to find positive in ourselves. So we may need a little help with that. Explore different interests, look at different things, try different things, and see how you like it. Duchess, I see that you have joined, and that's one thing I love about our little tiny tot. She will try anything. So if she says she doesn't like something, she don't like it, she's tried it. Okay, because she is not afraid to go out and to try different things, discover different things. And so that's what we have to be open to, try different things, to stretch out our horizon, to reach outside and step outside of our comfort zone, because in doing so, we may discover what our passion truly is. If we stay in one place, Mr. Jackson, what do you find? Let's see if we can get him back in now. Um, but um, but there are Joyce are a lot of assessments online, and I didn't actually pull up the names of. I will admit, because like I said, I was on vacation, so I was doing more vacationing than working this week. Mr. Jackson, where do you find the DISC assessment? Oh, he gone again. So he's having trouble with his phone, but we will get that and post it in we'll post it in the chat. Mr. Jackson, if you can, I don't know if your phone will let you post anything or not, where to find that assessment. All right. Think about how you want to be remembered. Mr. Jackson said this is a program that can be found online. I will provide the link. He's going to provide the link for that assessment, Miss Thomas. Yes. But how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be? And I was watching, and I and I'm sure most of us were watching the funeral service for um, former President Jimmy Carter, and we saw his legacy. Um, we saw his legacy, and he had a legacy of help, a very strong legacy. And most of us won't touch as many people's lives as President Jimmy Carter did, but still, you'll leave a legacy with those people who you do encounter. So, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want people to look at you? How do you want your family to remember you? Like my mom, she left a strong legacy for us. She was a very strong person. She had She valued education. That was very important to her. She valued discipline and self-respect, independence, and hard work. That's her legacy, and that's how she's remembered. She was one who could look at another person and see the trauma that they had experienced before they even told her, and then she knew how to talk to them and how to encourage them. I said she had a better track record than Betty Ford when it came to rehabilitating people because of the way that she nurtured them. That's her legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And it wasn't a large number of people that she reached, but those that she came in contact with, she had a great impact on. So all of us will leave a legacy. What do you want yours to be? And when you find out what you want your legacy to be, then that will help you to guide your purpose. How do I go about? What do I need to do? What things do I need to accomplish to achieve that legacy, to be able to leave the legacy that I want to leave? All righty. And next, you should write down your goals. And we talked about that, I think, in our last show. Make sure you write down your goals. What are your goals for this year? What are your goals for the next 5 years? What are your goals for the next 10 years? And then ultimately, what is your ultimate goal? Like I said, what do you want to accomplish in life? What is it? If you want to make a difference in the world, you want to make a difference in your community, you want to make a difference in the lives of others, what is your goal? And how do you set out to accomplish those goals? Engage in altruistic activities. Help others. Make sure, and that gives you a greater sense of purpose when what you're doing is not just benefiting you, but it's benefiting others. So when you think about my purpose in life, think about how what I want to do or how what I'm thinking about, how will that impact others? How will that impact my family? How will that impact my community? How will it impact the nation and maybe even the world? So those type of things, um, those type things, those are the type of things you need to think about. How and what I'm thinking of or what I feel is my purpose, how is that going to impact others? And what can I do? What gifts do I have? What talents do I have? What strengths do I have? What are my passions? How can I take my passions, my strengths, my gifts, and put them to work, put them to use where they are helping someone else, not just myself? And seek feedback from others. A lot of times we think nobody else can tell us about what our purpose or what we should be doing or what. A lot of times people, like I said, see things in you that you don't see in yourself, and they can indeed help you to accomplish your goals and help you to figure out what your purpose is. They can identify things in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. And Mr. Jackson has posted the link for the original DISC assessment. And so, like I said, these different assessments, um, these different assessments can help us to figure out what our purpose is and what we should be working toward and what we should be applying ourselves to. And we need to know what our purpose is so we can be focused. Because if you're all over the place, then you're never gonna get anywhere. If I'm just going on, running all off the road, I'm over here for a second, over here dabbling in this, dabbling in that. You've heard the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. And so that's like with purpose. If I'm trying to do everything, then I won't be able to accomplish anything. What is your purpose? And then focus in on that. All righty. So I have a couple of discussion questions, and we're gonna go ahead and look at them. Do you think you find your purpose or you create your purpose? What do you guys think? Do you find a purpose? Because a lot of people say, I need to find my purpose in life. Or do you think that you create your purpose? What do you guys think about that? Do you find your purpose or do you create your purpose? And while you all are responding to that, Mr. Jackson says because DISC is vital to the success. Let me get my glasses. They're gonna help me out. Okay. Because DISC is vital to the success of every human, I am presenting this to my team so that we can work better together and have a better understanding of each person on the team. All right, so Miss Annie Jones says that she thinks that you create your purpose. Uh, Jasmine said, "Don't wait to be great." Mr. Jackson says, I have found that finding the purpose has been created for me. I have found that finding the purpose that has been created for me. Okay. All righty. So, Miss Jones said you create your purpose. And Jasmine says, "Don't wait to be great." Anybody else? Do you think you find your purpose, or do you think you create your purpose? Candace said, "Created my purpose. My business grew idea from an idea to a reality." Okay, so I think your purpose lies within you, and I think that this is just my assessment. You have to search within yourself, get to know yourself, learn yourself, and in doing so, you will discover your purpose. Listen to the promptings of the Holy Spirit. Like I said, I had those nightmares for 5 years, the whole time that I was um, at at um, at the engineering company. That prompted me to move. And so when I moved into my purpose, into my destiny. And it's a lot of times it's easier to stay where you're comfortable. Just because you're comfortable there don't mean that you should stay there. So uh, Cassandra says she thinks you find your purpose because she says, I believe if you create your purpose, it might not be the purpose for you. Okay. And Annie Jones said, I created my purpose because I'm likely to live it because it's mine. Okay. So some say create, some say find. I think it's a combination of the both. I think you find your purpose and then you create means to pursue that purpose. That's what I think. I think you figure out what am I here for? Why am I here? Okay, so how am I going to live that out? And that involves you creating some things, creating opportunities for yourself, creating your own businesses, So I think it is a combination of the two. Hello, Rodriguez Barnes and Jonina Kindred, and thank you guys for joining. All righty, so do you think all of our purposes should in some way positively impact others? Do you think your purpose, your living out your purpose should positively impact others? And now I am one that says I think it should. I think we have gotten so far away from that though. But I do think I am one of those persons who do think that living out our purpose should in some way positively impact others. Hello, Mr. Jackson. You're back again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm
My,
gonna give
I
you
apologize.
a A for effort, and thank you for your persistence because you ain't quit on your sister.
Oh,
So
nope. This is one of my purposes. I'm here for you.
okay. Being a great friend is one of your
So,
purposes.
Juju, will you give me an opportunity to go back and expound on what I was trying to say because it was gibberish as I typed it in the chat, and
Okay, you're
I
talking
need to.
about disc? Is that where? Okay, okay, go
No,
ahead.
no, I want to talk about your question, the question that you posed to us.
Okay, purpose creating or okay, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Right. So ask the question, and then I can give you my answer because I chopped it up in chat.
Okay, so it says, do you think you find your purpose or create your purpose?
Well, as I was trying to validate in the chat, is I think my purpose was already created for me, and I just needed to hone in on the skill sets because with the purpose, you've got to have the proper skill sets to maneuver and navigate in that purpose. So once I realized from, as you said, others telling me what they saw in me, and then I took a DISC assessment probably 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
DISC assessments change with your business acumen and your business maturity, as well as your personal maturity. I am considered what is a high D. Okay. That means that I am very aggressive, very demanding, and I'm very candid. Well, if people first meet me and don't know these character traits about me, then they're going to have a very difficult time understanding my purpose. So back to the original question is I had to realize according to my skill set and what I was good at, what was my purpose, and then I just delved deep in it, took with it, and ran with it, which meant that I did not have a degree in education. Mine came in business management. So I had no wherewithal about education. Well, in curriculum and design and training, it's totally, it's still teaching, but it's in the private sector. And of course, education is education. And I felt like I don't feel like I've missed my goal in life as being a high school administrator because that's what I was certainly cut out to be. But I am leading um, in a huge facility and a Fortune 25 company, and I'm leading one of our training groups to greatness. And we're listed as one of the top 5 training organizations in the country.
Okay.
So I take a lot of pride in that because I understood what my purpose was, and I started to exercise in it. Now, a lot of people know that they're gifted in certain areas and they don't utilize it. And I'm going to be quiet, like I tell your sister, she's very gifted in designs of jewelry. And, I tell her, you could just go and dibble dabble all over the place, but you're still going to return back to design and jewelry because that's what you're gifted at. And people want your services. So But Julia, your purpose is to encourage. We look at purpose and we put them so aligned with
Mhm.
gifts. And I'm not talking about from a religious perspective, but some of us are just gifted. Some of us are servant leaders. Some of us have a gift to teach. Some of us have a gift to lead. Some of us have a gift to just love and admonish. I mean, those are gifts. Everybody doesn't have those, but it has to be done in the right manner with the gift of love. So
Mhm.
I'm going to hush and be quiet. Let me
Okay,
see what
did
we
we
got
have
going
some
on.
comments? Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
that's what I'm getting ready to see. Let's see what I got here. Um, I'm a little late coming in, so I don't want to miss. Cassandra Thomas says, find. I believe if you create your purpose, it might not be the purpose for you. That's a nice comment. Darlene Todd, my doll, my boo, she says
Mhm.
both. And I hope I'm not rereading what you've already
No,
read,
I
Julia.
had read Chandri's, but I have not read Darlene's. So go
Okay,
ahead
and
with her.
then Annie says, I create my purpose because I'm likely to live it because it's mine. I love that. I didn't have to go looking to help anybody. God placed them in the pathway. Hey, Jonina. Jonina says, absolutely. So we have Adriel Vincent says, I think sometimes people assume that your purpose is related to their career, when actually purpose doesn't have to be a career. Hallelujah and amen to that, Adriel, Nigenia. Um,
Mhm.
Jasmine says, in my experience, a person's purpose is subjective and should make them feel fulfilled in their life. I love that. Jenya, I thank you, Annie. I have to agree with you, Jenya, because a lot of times, and I too sometimes misconstrue the fact of my purpose that it has to be work related or career oriented. No, it does not. Your purpose can be used personally and professionally, and I try to do both in my personal and professional realm. So thank you all for these wonderful comments. I love the engagement. Continue with the engagement.
Mhm.
Wonderful comments. So that's where we are,
Mhm.
Julia.
Okay, and so that was one of my questions. Will our purpose always encompass a means of supporting ourselves? So that was part of what we were just talking about. So I'm going to put that out to everyone. Do you think that you should be able, when you find your purpose, you should be able to find a way to monetize that purpose or support yourself? And I think we all have multiple streams. God intends for us to have multiple streams of income. And so I do think that our purpose, we should be able to take that and to monetize it. Let's just look at Adrielle. Okay, she is artistic. She can play music. She can write. She's gifted in drawing and painting and playing the flute. All of those things can be monetized. Now, that is not necessary to say that one of those is her purpose. I can't discover her purpose for her, but if to write novels, write books, or write, she said that she wants to do a self-help. They want to do that, can be a purposeful thing, and you can monetize that, and it can be something that benefits others as well as yourself, and it can be a part of fulfilling your purpose. So I think, for me personally, I think that God gives us these gifts and our purposes, and He intends for us to be able to support ourselves as we fulfill our purpose. That's just my opinion. And what do you guys think? Do you all think that you should be able to support yourself while fulfilling your purpose? Um, that is a question that
Um,
I have.
Andy Jones says she certainly agrees. Um, I have no problem with monetizing what your gift is in your purpose. Um, as I think we had this conversation maybe 2 weeks ago, Julia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was saying I have all of these abilities and gifts and talents, and I'm so focused on everybody else that I'm not taking advantage of the career that I could be doing to monetize. I didn't tell you to monetize it, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I could be a phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
consultant, and I have my LLC, but I just haven't stepped out. And hopefully, when we talk about um, goals again and fear, why haven't I stepped out? And mine is fear because of the unknown. We're so purpose driven that we know that check is coming in when you're working for a Fortune 25 company. Well, I could be a Fortune something if I were to step out, but I do believe that your purposes can be monetized, and I think it should be.
And
And in the
so
comment, go
when
ahead,
you
Julie.
said, hold on just a second, let me say this and then I'm gonna let you read the comment.
Sure.
When you said that you were operating in fear, and I know you've been having issues with your phone, but that was one of the things that I said we had to diversify and step outside of our comfort zone, because just because something is comfortable don't mean that you should stay in it. Um,
Thank
uh,
you. I appreciate that. And I saw that in the notes, and I'm glad that you covered that. I just needed some affirmation, some reaffirmation, because being comfortable in something, and you know what? It's not that I'm not good at it, it's just not being comfortable. The fear of the unknown. It's
mhm.
the fear of the unknown every day that we wake up. We don't know what we're facing, but we
Yeah,
just get up and
yeah.
go.
I,
Okay,
I was
thank you for that.
I was talking to my baby just the other day, and she just finished school, and we were filling our applications, and I said, "Well, did you apply for this job?" And she said, "No," and she had been harassing me about getting her the link to apply for the job, and so when she finally got the link, I'm like, "Did you apply for the job?" No, I said, "Why?" Fear, I'm scared. So fear keeps us from doing a lot of things, but we have to realize that God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. So
Right.
that fear comes from the enemy, and it can prevent us from achieving our purpose, from achieving our goals, from even trying to accomplish our goals and trying to be purposeful in our life. But go ahead with the comments.
Okay, Annie Jones. Well, let me read Jasmine. Jasmine said, if it's tied in with the monetary value, then that can be a bonus. But so long as you're happy in your life and with your choices, then you're fulfilling your purpose just the same. It is possible for the two to exist separately. And you're absolutely correct. And Jonina says, yes, fear kept me from stepping out when I was your niece's age. Absolutely. If you're uncomfortable with it, Jerry, just try it part time and see how you feel and how it actually goes. Start small. And you know what? Annie Jones, thank you so much for saying that, because I've already had some people to reach out to me and ask me, do I consult? And I said, not presently, because I don't want it to be a conflict of interest with my
Mm-hmm.
current
Mm-hmm.
organization,
Employer. Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
everything right now belongs to
Mm-hmm.
them. No matter what I write,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what I speak, it all belongs to them. So I get it. And I know I need to get on up and do what's been purpose for me, because I'm good at it, very good at it. But wonderful comments. So, Julia, that's all. I hope I haven't missed anybody's
Okay.
coming back late.
Okay.
But
Okay. I'll go back through and answer any questions
Mhm.
that we may have. And then the final thing I want to put out there is, should our purpose, is it singular, or can we have multiple purposes? Do you think we have a single purpose, or do you think our purpose is multifaceted? We have multiple purposes in life.
I love that question. Well, um, for me, you have one purpose, but you have many different talents and gifts. Um, I could expound on that, but it would take us over the amount of time. But let me tell you, um, I have the purpose to people lead. I can people lead whether I'm in curriculum and development, whether I'm in the training classroom, whether I'm HOA. I lead people. And once you have that purpose, it is multifaceted, but you're still in that same purpose, but you're in many different areas.
Okay.
That's my belief.
Okay.
Let's.
Anybody else out there? I saw some more
Jasmine
comments.
says multiple. Jasmine says
Okay.
multiple. Adriel says multiple. Um, so we've got two that say it's multifaceted. And thank you, Anna. Anna says, please tap the like button. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, guys. Please like and share, and follow. If you're not following, like and share the video and follow Ardeen Thomas. I think that's part of our announcements for today. But I think you can have multiple purposes, and I think sometimes you have a purpose for a season. And that purpose, you fulfill that purpose in that season, and then you move on to something else. So I think you can have multiple purposes. So
I agree. And Julia, this is sort of unorthodox, but I've been led to say it,
okay,
and I'm going to say it.
okay,
Um, I have been challenging you to really up the ante in your crocheting.
uh-huh.
And it's amazing how God has just all on my FYPs and I'm not a TikTok person, but as I shared with you, these people are just sitting on TikTok crocheting and just talking about God and everything else
Yeah,
and the number of followers that they have, and they're steady talking and putting together all of these wonderful garments. So I sent you a copy.
yeah,
That was me saying, this is what your part of your purpose is. You can be sitting there looking beautiful on the camera and just having nothing but a conversation. And I've seen a novice, a young man who's a preacher's kid, and he doesn't do anything but play gospel music in the background. And he says, I don't own the rights to this music, but baby, he's got over 27,000 people just sitting on the thing talking to
oh.
him. And he's getting paid just to be
I saw
put those
the
needles
one that
together.
you sent me of the lady crocheting, and she was just, but Lord, she crocheting so
She
fast.
was crocheting so fast, I got dizzy. But
I was like, oh my
anyway,
God.
I wanted to, I said that because you're multifaceted. You have so many areas of expertise that you're good in. Now, and you're right, it may just be for a season, but I truly believe that this crocheting is something God has gifted you with that's going to help catapult you not only to make Let's Talk phenomenal, but to bring you into your own. So I'm excited about that. And I know it's time for the announcements. Let's see. We've got a few more comments. Andy Jones says, I've told her the same thing.
She did.
Yes.
She
Uh-huh.
did.
And Jasmine says, as someone who is doing many volunteer positions over many years, I can think you can have many purposes for many different things and many different reasons. Don't look too hard and remember to blink. I love that.
Oh,
Look at that. That right there, baby. You know what? I can't look. I wore my fur today. I need a fur hat. We need a faux fur, okay, to put on with my real fur. But I wore it today. But anyway,
okay.
I love your work, Julia. I love your
Okay.
work.
All right, go ahead with the announcements. And this is just one of Juju's creations. And if anyone is interested in this beautiful set, this is available. Temperatures are supposed to be down in the 20s this week. So got a nice hat, got a nice cowl, set $50. You cannot beat it.
Beautiful. And guess what, Julia? We're going to get some more terrible weather in 2 weeks. And they're saying it's going to snow bad, worse than this time. So, Lord help us. But anyway, here are the announcements coming up. So, next Sunday, we're going to be talking about the state of the Black family. We're really excited about that. We really want you to come in and be prepared and engaged like you did this week. Is wonderful. So we'll see you next Sunday at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please do not forget to support Juju for all of your winter accessories. That was absolutely beautiful what you just showed. Please do not forget to follow, like, and share Ardeen Thomas on Facebook. We've got to get us out there. We're really needing us to get out there. And I want you to pin this date for us, okay? June 28th, St. Luke AME Church, the annual Juneteenth celebration. We're going to be seeking vendor sponsors and entertainment. So begin to pin that date. It's not too early. I want you to start thinking about it. June 28th is going to be our annual Juneteenth celebration. And we're looking forward to a great time in celebrating our Juneteenth. Now, if you are a participant and you've been on this show, you know how much we need your support and help. If you know anybody, just mention it to them and give them our information so that they can be a participant of the Juneteenth celebration. It has always been an absolutely phenomenal event, and we want to continue for it to go. If you are in need of any facials or any makeup, we have a phenomenal Mary Kay consultant by the name of Joyce Duchess Thomas Benson. She's our independent Mary Kay consultant, and she will give you all of your desires. And she also meet your desires. She also does a great job with jewelry, and I'm sure Julia is wearing some of her beautiful foundations and all of that good stuff. So we'll get to that. If you are good, no worries. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Divinely Guided Podcast YouTube channel, which you'll be able to get all the new episodes every Monday. They drop about 6:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, featuring that mother-daughter dynamic duo of Duchess Thomas and Adrielle Vincent, my Genya. Oh my God, I just love that. And please subscribe to Juju's Dollhouse YouTube channel. You know, you can keep up with everything going on with By Juju for You, as well as any of the past previous talk shows that we've had. And you can just even search it, just typing in Juju's Dollhouse, and it's going to populate. So we've gotten a little grand now. You can just search us. And then, of course, By Juju for You is a proud sponsor of Hold Up the Light Huddle. So I appreciate you allowing for me to provide you with all of these wonderful announcements. June 28th, do not forget, next Sunday, we're going to be talking about the state of the Black family. So come on in and be ready. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Back to you.
Thank
Juju.
you guys so much for all of your comments, for all of your commentary, for joining me. We're looking forward to a exciting, informative, uplifting 2025. If you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss, please let us know. Mr. Jackson?
Yes. We've got a particular, someone wants that set in black and gold. Yes, she can do it in black and gold. It's nothing she can't do. So we'll go ahead and put that order in for you, Annie.
Okay.
And Jasmine said, and Althea says she wants to purchase that set. So that set
Okay.
is sold.
That set is sold.
Okay.
Okay.
It's sold, but Annie wants one in black and gold.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm gonna need for you to give me a percentage of that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. But like I was saying, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, let us know. We're going to talk about your credit score. We're going to talk about the family. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about just everything. We're trying to build better, make
Community.
ourselves the best version of ourselves that we can possibly make in 2025. We're going to talk about things that keep us healthy, things that make us wealthy, things that will make us wise. Okay? All righty. So thank you guys once again so much for everything. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys again next week. Y'all stay warm. Stay warm. It's supposed to be real cold. And if you don't have a hat, call me. Call me. But anyway,
I'll be calling you shortly.
Okay, so until next time, I wish you guys much love and many blessings. Remember, I am Juju. I am that mountain moving giant slayer, walking by faith, inspiring hope, and showing love all along the way. Good night, guys. Good night.
You got it. There it is.
Good night.